What's up, everyone? So, why? Why, when they look at planets, or when they talk about Mars, why is everyone always obsessed about water being there? Why do they look for water there? Well, you guys have to understand something that you're not told. See, we have all these trees, right, on this planet. Now, there are actually more trees on Earth than there are stars in the Milky Way galaxy. If you can believe it or not, there are trillions and trillions of trees. And we are taught from a young age that trees feed off of carbon dioxide and they push oxygen back into the environment. That is why we breathe. That is why we plant trees. But that's not the whole story. What they don't tell you is this. 90% of the oxygen in the air that we breathe, 90% of it comes from phytoplankton and things like sea moss in the ocean. That is where all the oxygen comes from. It doesn't come from trees. So when they look for water, they're looking for things that can sustain life. Because without oxygen, there's no life. Or is it? See, what you'll find is that as you go into your studies, you'll find that we're carbon-based, we breathe oxygen. In fact, if you were to take an air sample outside, you'll find that only about 21% of it is oxygen. About 78% of it is actually nitrogen, believe it or not. And there are things, like when you're given pure oxygen, it can cause brain damage, right? Now, they keep looking for life out there, and they're never going to find it in the way that they do, right? They look for life on Mars. The atmosphere is not habitable on Mars. And one of the reasons it's not habitable on Mars is because there is a radioactive isotope in the atmosphere of Mars. They won't tell you this. There's a radioactive isotope that could have only come from a nuclear explosion. They won't tell you this. Mars was habitable. It was destroyed. Now, here's the thing though, guys. We always look for water. We believe everything is carbon-based. However, that's not the thing. That's not the whole thing. When they start looking for life on other planets, they have to realize that a set of conditions can breed an infinite set of lives. Okay, just because we're carbon-based, just because we breathe oxygen, does not mean that is the going rate for every other place. On Earth, deep in the ocean, there are life forms that when they come in contact with oxygen, they die. They are anaerobic, that's the word for it. Also, there are silicone-based life forms, AI being one of them, and on Earth too. So it's not all carbon-based, guys. The interesting thing too is that if you look at the periodic table of elements, right, you'll find that carbon is number 6. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. That's the anatomical version of the Bible. 666, the mark of the beast, it's the mark of man. It's humanity, we're carbon-based. But directly under it is silicon. There's another life form. So until these scientists get their head wrapped around the game and realize that it is not just one set of rules to spring life. Not even talking about interdimensionality, being able to read it or shift timelines or like with CERN or all that kind of stuff. We're talking about in this dimension that vibrated our frequency. This is what they have to start looking at, guys. You have to start thinking like this.